All of us are born into social conditioning, and very rarely is anyone able to break out of it. In the modern dating scene, men across the world have been brought up on a diet of blue-pilled messages from Hollywood and Instagram that have diluted their masculinity and left them searching for the cause of their failure in dating or attracting the women they want. What I am about to tell you will serve as the punch of politically incorrect truth that your life and reality have been yearning for. These cold truths about modern dating are hard to swallow, but will help put you ahead of the masses of blue-pilled betas that litter the world today. Number 1. Attract, don't chase. Here's the deal. You need to keep up with the tide of times. In the virtualized and globalized dating market of today, male attention is a worthless commodity. Simps on OnlyFans and Instagram has led to an inflation in the perceived SMV of many women, and you need to find some way to stand out. Remember this cardinal rule of modern dating. If you're chasing something, that means it's running away from you. The only way a woman will see you differently from the hundreds of corny DMs she gets in her Instagram is if you garner attention instead of giving it away. Now, of course, there is a way to overdo this, but let's be honest. Most men today are in danger of falling into the other extreme. Women are a consequence and a complement, never the center of your world as a man. If you do this, she will get sucked into your orbit like a planet around the star, and a star is what you need to be. Number 2. Listening merely to a woman's words is a pointless exercise. Women are rarely honest when it comes to dating and attraction, and there are good evolutionary reasons for this. You as a man should be so attuned to a woman's actions and behavior that it becomes your primary mode of deciphering her. This is a large part of game, and this is where most young guys slip up. I'm sure you've had times when you realize that girl in the coffee shop years ago was actually giving you choosing signals that you've only now known in hindsight because of your newfound knowledge about women. This is what I mean by observing her behavior rather than listening to what she says. Girls are rarely able to hide their feelings for a man and will give it away with a certain glaze of the eye or a flick of the hair. All you need to do is become more receptive to these clues and know the right time to escalate. Number 3. Women want the man that other women want. It's another cold truth about female nature that goes deeper into biology. I encourage every man watching to look up this term, pre-selection. This is a word that describes a deep-seated need in women to have the man that other women want. It stems from a woman's innate biological vulnerability as a bearer of children, and she uses this metric to gauge your mate value before she's even with you. I've seen so many guys in my life that are subpar by any measure, but they were able to leverage this idea and rake up their lay count significantly. You need to develop what's called an abundance mindset, which will gravitate more women toward you once you get the ball rolling. Social proof is a fantastic motivator for people to like you and do business with you, and it works wonders in the dating world too. Number 4. Rejection is an inevitable part of the game. I once used to know a guy who would get ecstatic every time he got rejected by a girl he approached. I was perplexed at why this was and couldn't resist asking him the reason for this paradoxical joy at being turned down by a girl he liked. His reply blew my mind and helped put it into perspective. He said that he has embraced rejection in every form and promised himself that he will get the girl of his dreams after he faces 30 rejections. For him, that completely shifted the paradigm, and it did for me too. In the modern dating world, the harsh truth is that no matter how good you think you are, there's always someone better than you. Rejection is part and parcel of this dynamic, and you need to plow through them if you want to succeed. Guys that give up on themselves and let rejection lower their self-esteem enough to not approach anymore are the ones that remain lonely incels that develop approach anxiety and never find an intimate partner. Don't be that guy and accept that failure is just a light stumble on the long stairs of success. Number 5. Move on when she's made it clear she's not interested. This might strike you as contradictory to the previous point I just made, but let me shell it out. Numbers game is a real thing, but you need to realize that once one girl has turned you down, every subsequent approach or chase will lower your value in her eyes, even if she does go on a date with you. Approach many girls, not the same girl many times. I say to men, you don't want the trouble of a woman that knows how desperately you wanted her and leaves no opportunity to rub it in your face through the course of the relationship. Hold your dignity intact and walk away. Realize that you as a high-value man are rare. Don't let that balance of power shift away. Number 6. Single mothers are an instant red flag. It's the brutal truth that might strike some people as heartless, but it's the reality of the game. If a woman has a child with another man who left her, there's nothing wrong with drawing a few inferences. With the party culture that dominates our deregulated sexual marketplace, women that have been irresponsible with who they take to bed are indicative of deep-seated problems that you don't want to solve. I know how strong the instinct to be the knight in shining armor is, but stand your ground. You don't need the troubles and baggage that come with a woman with a past, unsolved relationship, or else you will soon become the punching bag for that pent-up frustration. Number 7. Don't tolerate disrespect in a relationship. I'm fond of the saying, it's easier to start over from scratch than to rebuild the foundation of a faulty relationship. If you feel that your woman constantly belittles you or minimizes your contribution to the relationship, it's time to pack up and walk away. Remember at the back of your mind at all times that this behavior could potentially be weighing you down the entire duration you're together. So either make it clear that blatant disrespect to your masculinity will not be met cheeringly, or else just find another woman who won't. Number 8. Never get back with a woman that has cheated on you. Pay attention to this because I believe most of you need to hear this. If a woman cheats on you, never in a million years make the mistake of getting back with her. It's not love you want from her, it's primarily respect. And a woman that knows you will take her back, even after she has been disloyal to you, will never be able to have that foundation of respect that is so critical to a healthy long-term relationship. Save yourself the trouble and the wasted time, and have the self-restraint and emotional control to walk away with dignity. Number 9. Displaying weak emotion to your girl will make her lose attraction. You can't afford to be overly emotional or weak in front of your girl. No matter what modern society tries to tell you, here's the cold, hard truth. Women innately lose respect for a guy that cries too often or shares his struggles with his girl. It puts unnecessary strain on her, and she can no longer see you as the solid rock that she can lean on in hard times. Leave the emotions to the girls and carry out your duties regardless of the difficulties. That is what it means to be a man. Number 10. Female nature and biology is a brick wall you can't run against. No matter what you do in life or how hard you try to mold women to suit your beliefs, you will always run up against female biological nature. It is better to come to terms with the hard evolutionary facts and then curate your behavior and understanding around it. You live in a flawed world, not in a utopian ideal, and it is ultimately up to you to decide the next best move on the chessboard. Embrace the unchangeable facts about the current dating marketplace, and it will set you free more than any delusion ever will. If you like the content you see on this channel, consider hitting the like button and subscribing for more great content. We are rebuilding men into the greatness they were destined for, and we need you in the fight with us. You can't afford to miss the cold truth we are dropping here on this channel.